your 14 webinars. Yes, first and foremost, can we bring in Manikanta from Chennai to put forward his question? Manikanta, are you there? Manikanta from Chennai. Okay, looks like.
Yes, sir, I'm there.
Yeah, please go ahead with the question, Manikanta.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hi, sir.
Manikanta, we can't hear you. Please. Yes.
Good evening, MSK, sir.
Good evening, Manikanta.
Good evening, MSK, sir. Sir,
Start
I'm a
your
wicketkeeper
question.
batsman. Like, what are the... Sir, good evening, MSK, sir. I'm a wicketkeeper batsman.
Yes.
So, how, like, what are the factors that you consider while selecting a wicketkeeper? Sir, what are the factors that you consider in a wicketkeeper batsman while selecting him?
Yeah, well,
Like, you prefer wicketkeeping or like batting performances?
yeah, I've already told you this, that a wicketkeeper has to be a good wicketkeeper first. And then if he's contributing with the bat, it'll be good. And it also depends upon the format that you play. If you're playing a longer format, the first priority will definitely go to wicketkeeping and then batting. As a wicketkeeper, I would see that even in a one-day format or T20 format, because what is the use of 60 or 70 runs you get and you just keep dropping or missing the balls behind. So a wicketkeeper fundamentally should be a good wicketkeeper first. And if you can, and times have changed, Manikanta, you should understand that apart from, gone are those days where a wicketkeeper is treated as a specialist position. Now it is treated as an all-rounder position. So you'll have to contribute with the bat. If the team balance has to be good, if you have to have 5 bowlers and 5 batsmen and 1 wicket, and 1 wicket keeper, if that wicket keeper can bat well, then it will definitely add strength to the side. So basically, you should be a good wicket keeper, but at the same time, you maybe that this I keep saying that in order to get recognition,
Yes.
you might have your scores might get into recognition. You might get a quick eye, but if you have to settle in the team, you have to be a good wicket keeper.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Manikanta. We try and get in Dhananjay Malkani from Mumbai to put in his question. Dhananjay, are you connected with us?
Yeah. Hi, can you all hear me and see me?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, absolutely. Go ahead.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Prasad, and good evening, host. So my question to you was, a friend of mine told me for the Mumbai Premier League, they have selections before the team is actually picked. So my question to you is, for various leagues like the Karnataka Premier League, the Tamil Nadu League, and the various leagues across the country, basically, do you all have selections where you all scout for fresh talent? And on which website or online resource, can I follow updates so that I'm aware about these trials and selections?
Yeah. Dhananjay, to begin with, we are not part of this system. The only
Okay.
thing that we do during IPL time is sit in the house and watch matches, just like you and me. And the second point is, yes, during our course, because I have seen a lot of talent scouts. When we keep and sit and watch Vijay Hazare trophies or Mustaq Ali tournaments, we see Kiran More from Reliance or a Biju from XYZ, or or a lot of talent scouts people coming and sitting with us, Mr. Shekhar. All these people will be sitting. Sitting not just with us, and they'll be sitting and watching matches. So they generally scout matches like Vijay Hazare or Mustaq Ali, and they even go to your state leagues also at times. Especially your Mumbai Premier League is a good league, or your Karnataka or a Tamil Nadu league. These are the 3 quality state leagues that we have. So definitely they go and scout a little bit. Other than that, they will be seeing a lot of domestic cricket.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thanks, Dhananjay. I really liked your question because it was so subject related. Thank you,
Yes.
and keep staying connected with Hometex. Yeah.
Thank
Now
you.
the next caller from Pune is Rakesh Pillai. Rakesh, are you ready to go? Rakesh Pillai, are you connected with us? Okay, looks like there's some problem. May I bring in Aryan Jadhav from Navi Mumbai? Aryan?
Yeah, good evening, sir. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, go ahead, Aryan.
Yeah, Good evening, MSK sir.
Yeah, very good evening.
Question to you is, what is the selector's view of a batsman during selection if there are 100 to 200 people and only 6 to 12 balls given to attempt? And the second question is, what are the tournament or matches needs to be played to get selected for first class cricket?
Well, Aryan,
Aryan.
uh,
Yes, sir.
as a, it is really very, very harsh on the kids that if they are made to play 12 balls and then select, it's a shame. So I'll give you a small example, Aryan. I was the director for Andhra Cricket Association.
Yes, sir.
While because I have seen lot of tough times my co-players have faced during my tenure. So the moment I got into the Andhra Cricket Association, I changed the complete system. Earlier, it used to be called something called inter-districts and interzonals and all. So what used to happen is every player who's toils hard for 7 or 8 months to wait for those district matches. We used to play 3 district matches, and somebody's fate used to be decided on the basis of those 3 district matches. So what we changed is we used to have 13 districts. Instead of making 13 into 3 zones, we made it only 2 zones, so that they get 6 matches each to play. So they get more number of. They get more. We made it an open, like an open league sort of. So each team used to play 6 matches, and after that we used to pick 4 teams, and they used to play among themselves. Finally, we used to pick 2 teams, and this I'm talking after your selection trails in the nets for each district.
Yes.
So, and from among them we used to we used to conduct a quadrangular tournament called Mumbai, Bengal, or other teams, and all these 2 teams used to play with those 2 teams in that quadrant. Finally, we used to pick the side. So that is the reason in after 2009, after we took over Andhra Cricket Association, we saw Andhra winning so many matches and so many tournaments. So giving right opportunity for the kid is very, very important, especially at this level, because I personally feel that if you don't give them opportunities, players will always play under pressure. Under pressure, you'll definitely succumb, and I mean, if you're lucky enough, you might get through, but systems should be such good that the administrator should realize, the people at the top should have the vision to ensure that their state players needs to grow, understand from the state players perspective what goes through a 10 years old kid or 11 years old kid. They have to come down to that level and understand and create a system so that players play freely and go on to reach their goals in life. Yes, yeah, and your second question is about
The different
sir,
parts of a tournament to
representing
get
first class cricket. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're just hardly 12 years or 14 years. So there is a system, there is a ladder that before you make it into the first class team, you have under 14s, under 16s, under 19 BCCI tournaments, under 23. So this no, after your under 19s, more or less today, after under 19, every boy is good enough to play Ranji Trophy. The average age of entering into Indian team is hardly 21 years. 21 years. So that means by your age of 19, you should have trained yourself so hard to reach to not just reach your under 19s or Ranji Trophy. You should be able to train in such a way that you reach to the national team. So your performances in under 19 and under 23 will help you in getting into the first class levels. So that's how. And once you start doing well first class levels, that's from first class levels. How do you play for the next level? I've already explained.
Yes,
Thank you very much, sir.
there,
Pleasure.
Prasad sir exhibiting his human side in that answer. And nice to know that he's so concerned about what the children go through. It's such a high pressure game. Thank you, Prasad sir, and thanks, Aryan. Now, may I bring in Swati Patil from Mumbai to put forward a question? Swati, over to you.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Prasad sir.
Good evening.
My question is, now there is no ZCA, no NCA. So there is any new strategy for the selection trial this year, or all kind of the level?
Well, NCA and JCA is not your this thing. I mean, primary thing. The primary thing is about your state matches and your state performances. So you only get into NCA or ZCA depending on the performances that you do at state levels. So you are saying that maybe your kids have done well last year, and I mean, are you talking about those kids who have not got into NCA or ZCA?
Yeah.
Well, it is a tough time, and I would rather suggest that not to go at this particular juncture. It's not safe also. So maybe the performances that the kids have done last year would have definitely been under the radar of the Junior India Selection Committee. They would have already given that list to NCA. So they will, once the situation eases out, they'll definitely figure it out. Otherwise, otherwise it's not safe to conduct those camps at this juncture.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. You can
Yeah,
clarify.
yeah. Means you have some kind of this COVID will get over. So you can have such kind of camps. Means you have
Obviously,
a planning for
obviously.
that.
Yes, of course, NCA is planning for that, and that's what we've been hearing in the news, that NCA is actually keyed up to get the things rolling. Actually.
Thank you, Swati. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, thanks, Swati.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, may I invite Vinod Bhanushali from Navi Mumbai to put forward this question. Vinodji, are you there? Vinod Bhanushali.
Hello.
Yes,
hello.
Yes, you're clear. Please go ahead with the question.
Sir, I want to know about the process of Ranji Trophy. Being after playing under 19, what will be the gap of the Ranji Trophy? And another thing is, for Ranji Trophy, is there any criteria to have the clarity of 14, 16, 19, or one tag is compulsory for that?
Well, I don't think so. See, if you're good, if you have not played under 16 or if you have not played under 19, so you still can make it. But the issue is generally what happens is, in every state, they groom the players from one level to the next levels. They move from under 14s to 16, 16s to 19, 19 to 23, and then from there into first class levels. But having said that, if the boy is good and if he does well in the selection matches for the senior selection matches for your state sides, or whatever the criteria, because every state has got its own criteria of selecting into the Ranji Trophy sides. So if the boy has, I mean, generally the boy who does well in under 19s and under 23s will get quick recognition. And if those performances are done against the good oppositions under pressure situations, he gets even more quicker recognition, and he makes even more quicker selection into the Ranji Trophy side. So having said that, there are many instances where people have not played their junior age groups and they still went on to play Ranji. I'll tell you a small example, that some of the guys like Javagal Srinath played only on one under 23 team and then went on to play one Ranji Trophy. I mean, he was picked from a tennis ball game and he played under 23, played one Ranji Trophy, and then played for the country. So exceptions are definitely there, even at the state sides also. But most importantly, whatever the criteria is, you should be doing well. You should be performing to the requirements of the side. Why does a player who does well in junior age groups gets quick recognition? Because there is a system which will be put in place by every state associations, that there is a grooming process. How do we groom players from India, from Ranji Trophy to India? Similarly, there is a process that the state associations groom from players from junior age groups to their first class levels. So that is the reason why generally players who have done well from under 19s and under 23s gets quicker route of selection into the senior sides than those who have not played.
Yeah, right. Sir,
thank you, Bhanushali.
hello. Sir, one thing I want to ask, if under 16 state player, if he's an outstanding player, so can he be eligible for Ranji Trophy also?
On your video, please.
See, issue is, Mr. Mann, issue is a person called Sachin Tendulkar has represented India at the age of 16.
Yeah.
So we all, let's not, but if some boy who is exceptionally well at 16 he will quickly get recognition. He will play under 19. I mean, someone who is exceptionally well at 16 will definitely get recognition for under 19 India's also, because there is the junior selection committee keeps an eye on that boy, and once he comes into that radar, he'll get that national recognition. Once he gets national recognition, he can definitely get into your first class side. But if you are asking me, as a parent, I will not push my child to that extent and put pressure on the kid. If the kid is exceptionally good, that's fine. But let's not put any pressure on the kid at the age of 16, because that is an age where the kids or all of us decide about the fate and future of the kids. So let the natural process take over, and if he is good, he will definitely make it big.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhanushali ji, and so nicely explained.
निशांत भाई, अतुल राणेला काहीतरी प्रश्न विचारायचा बघा.
Oh, yes, I know. May I invite former Mumbai player and a dear friend Atul Ranade to please put forward his question. Over to Atul. Yes, Atul Ranade. Atul, are you connected? Yes,
Yeah.
yes, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes,
hi Atul.
loud and clear.
Hi, MS. How are you doing?
Good man, good.
Good to see you, and my best wishes to Omtex and Vijay Patel and everyone to have you over. And we've been friends for a long time. MS, just you've been absolutely wonderful up there, chairman of selectors, and along
Thanks,
with our Mumbai player, former player Jatin Paranspe, and all of you there. And just heard and read so much about all the debacles of our World Cup, and without getting anything into a personal one-off question, just as on a friendly note, would like to ask you, if at all given a chance now, looking back at that World Cup, would you like to change anything that you had done or your panel had done? And anything, any one thing, if you can tell us.
Okay, Atul.
Without putting you in a spot at all.
Yes.
Completely.
That's a wonderful, because as a passionate Indian cricket lover, you would have wanted to win the World Cup. Just like how you wanted, we also wanted desperately to win that World Cup. It would have been a memory for the rest of our life. But I'll tell you one thing, Atul. You tell me, how did Indian team play in the World Cup?
Like champions.
They played like a champion. Till that day, till that semi-finals, we were simply, just imagine, had we had that decent half an hour, don't you think we would have walked into finals? And under pressure, we would have definitely, because under pressure, we have in England in 1983, in 2013, we have always raised our bars under pressure. So that was a crucial half an hour that played spoil sport, and that eventually made all the difference for winning the World Cup. But in the hindsight, when you look back, you still feel that maybe this or maybe that. But I just wanted to ask one more question. Had we won the World Cup, the same question would have come or not? Would you have asked the same question or not?
True. No, just coming from you sitting there in the hot seat, it was just a thought that, as chairman of selector, would you have done some like, because in those 8 or 9 league games, we lost only once to Australia in those league games. So it was a fantastic run up to the semi-finals.
We won against Australia.
Yeah. We lost to
England.
We lost to England.
Yeah.
So yeah. But all my good wishes to you, MSK, and you've done a wonderful job up there, and you've been absolutely fair and fantastic. Thank you so much, MSK.
Thank you so much, Atul. Thanks.
Yes.
Thank you, Atul. And it's good that we had this question, and it was nice of MSK Prasad sir to chip in with a good enough answer. Sir, our Indian team played brilliantly well in the World Cup. We're really proud of our team. It was just a bad day in office. So once again, congratulations to Prasad sir. And now may I invite our next caller.
Nishad, give me 1 minute.
Yes, Vijay sir.
MSK sir.
Vijay, don't tell me that you are changing the apparel from Nike to Hometex now.
He was my first model of Omtex.
Yeah,
Atul.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you,
love
thank
you,
you,
Viju
Atul.
bhai.
Atul, thank you.
Yeah, always there.
Atul, thanks.
Thanks so much, everyone.
Yeah. Now, can I get in Anurag Sinha from Patna to put forward his question? Anurag, are you connected with us? Anurag from Patna.
Vijay, I'm sorry I did not wear Omtex today because
Yeah, I'm connected.
Yeah,
I would have loved to wear Omtex.
yeah, I know.
Somehow we moved from Andhra to Hyderabad, so not much of clothing left. So I'm
Soon,
really
soon,
sorry
soon.
about that. I would have loved
Soon
to.
we'll do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we'll
would
do
have
it.
loved to wear it.
Yeah. Waiting for your academy, yes, sir.
But I'll tell you, you've been fantastic in providing quality stuff, and you made Indians very, very proud across the globe with your clothing.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Prasad sir. Those are such encouraging words for Team Omtex, and we still hope to grow and get better. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Yes, Anurag, your question.
Yes, sir. MSK, sir. First of all, I have been following this game from so many years, and approximately 20 years I have been following this game. And actually, I've seen you playing as well in the LG Cup and performing well for India.
You don't
And
look
now-
like that, man. You don't look like man. You look such a small kid sort of a guy.
Yeah. So I have been following the game, and I've also been collecting
I met you
these
on that.
autograph bats and balls from so much of time. But really, I want to ask you one question that we all have been seeing this game from so long, and we have seen so many wicket keepers come. But what we can see right now in Indian cricket is that we can have more options in wicket keepers. Are there some players still in domestic cricket who can really make it to the Indian team? So, who are those wicket keepers? I want to know.
Well, right now, Rishabh himself is a young keeper. You have Ishan Kishan, you have KS Bharat, whom we are grooming, and I know even in shorter formats like Sanju, whom we have been grooming them from India A cricket. So these four are the guys who will suit into different formats for the country. The only thing now we have identified them from domestic cricket. We have given them enough exposure. Now it's up to them to make use of the opportunities and wait whenever their turn comes up and give their best. Because at this level you get you get those little opportunities, and you should really make a mark when you get those opportunities.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. I hope Ishan Kishan makes it. He's from my city only, Patna. So I hope he makes it someday.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Anurag. And you've got a nice collection of those miniature bats behind you.
Yeah,
We are trying
27 bats and 4 balls, and almost all the current cricketers as well as some 83 legends as well.
Fantastic.
Great. So
Well
keep
done.
going. We really need fans like followers like you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anurag. Yeah. Now may I bring in Adil Qureshi from Jammu? Adil, are you connected with us, champion? Just 14 years of age. Are you there? Adil Qureshi from Jammu.
Wow.
I think isn't there. Okay. Now let me get in Keur Pavaskar from Mumbai. Keur Pavaskar, are you connected with us? Keur Pavaskar.
Hello.
Yes, Keur.
Good evening,
You're
sir.
Yeah. Yes, Keur,
It has
go ahead.
been
You're
pleasure
audible.
for me to listen to you, Prasad sir,
Yes.
and I have been listening to you very keenly. My question is, hello.
Yeah. Go ahead,
Yes.
Kev.
My question is, sir, all those children around the age of 20-22 years who really want to make it big, but the age is not that on their side. So what are your suggestions for such kind of kids?
Well, I've already told before that every state association will have a system of their own. They create a roadmap. They create a grooming process. They create a succession charts from junior levels to the senior levels. I do understand that suddenly getting into the side from at 22 is a little bit of a tough ask. But having said that, if you are strong and if you're bold enough, there are many instances in the past who really excelled coming late also. You take the example of Robin Singh. Robin Singh has made his debut at a very young age, but after 14 or 15 years, he made a comeback at 33 and he played till 38. So there are definitely exceptions. It's your strong willpower which can defy your age or any other things in your mind. So age is just a number. People definitely say, but selectors will definitely have this age criteria in mind. But you can always beat them through your performances.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thanks, Keur. Yeah. Now, may I bring in Mr. Sunil Ulal from Mumbai to put forward his question. Over to Mr. Sunil.
Yeah. Good evening, Mr. MSK.
Yeah. Hello, sir. Hello.
Very good to hear from you, actually, and I was absolutely delighted to have your simple expressions but very clear expressions about what is the selection committee doing and all.
Okay.
I have a very simple question, like, as a selection committee head, have you ever requested your team colleagues to witness any specific matches and submit the report prior to selecting our national cricket team?
So you mean to say colleagues in the sense my fellow
Colleagues with
selectors?
your team members, 4 members.
Yeah.
Do you specify that they should go to these matches and see these people because we have to select a national team. So do you anytime have requested these colleagues of yours?
No, that is exactly what we do, sir. That is exactly what we do. See, simple. I'll tell you a small example. If some player is trying to make a comeback, if already an established player, who is out of the side or who is injured or is trying to make a comeback, whichever Ranji Trophy side, whichever state side that he represents, our selector is already there. Our selector is already there to witness the match. He will see whether he's fit. He will see whether he's good enough. Is he the same player or does he require a few more match practice? Or this is exactly what we do. I already told you that at the initial stage I told that we post those selectors to those matches who are there in our radar. And I also told how the players get into that radar. We look at 2 years of consistency, and also we also, this is what the 60-70 players that we have, another 20 players, 25 players for India A, and another 25 players for India. This is how the system goes from one level to the next level.
Very good.
So I'll tell you a small example. When we send to India A tours also, we will also send some of those players who are trying to make a comeback and send them to India A team. So to assess their fitness levels, to assess their current performance levels, and there is always one selector traveling with them.
Yeah, and one small thing. Sir, to check the pressure level of the promising players, have you ever gone into a full team of 5 to witness an important match before the selection? So that certain players you can see their pressure, because 5 selectors have come to witness them, and how is their pressure there?
By default, all these things will come into picture when all the selectors are sitting and watching, sir.
Okay. Physically, you have never come together to interact with them.
No, and see, that is what we judge in a player. That's what we judge in a player. When selectors are sitting, invariably you'll have one eye on them. They know that why the selector has come there. So apart from his performances, he also needs to take up that pressure. So when he can succeed this pressure, then there's a million people's pressure on them when they play for the country.
Absolutely.
So that's how they develop, and that's the beauty of Indian cricket, or any other Asian cricket. Even at their junior age group levels, or even at the Ranji levels, so there's a lot of people who will come and watch the matches. So they get used to. That's why people always say that players from Mumbai, why do they succeed more? Because they go through a lot of stress and strain. Whether it is the traveling they go through, their trains, the routines that they follow, the maidans that they play, the pressure under which they live. So by default, taking pressure into the system will come very naturally to the people from Mumbai. That there are a lot of people used to tell me why Mumbai players used to play India and many players. There is a background for that. There is a reason for that. So that's what I feel.
Thank you so much. It is absolutely satisfying sort of response from your side. God bless you. And just to say hi to Atul Ranade and also Vijay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Sunil, and nice to have a senior personality like you to join our webinar. Thank you so much. Now, may I bring in one of our very senior umpires and one of the key members of the core committee of Omtech Sports, Marcus Couto, to put forward his question. Over to Marcus.
Hi, MSK.
Yeah, hi, Mr. Marcus. Yeah.
Just wanted to ask you, what goes in your mind that split second when you are passing below the MSK gate?
Pride. Pride. That's it.
Thank you.
Satisfaction that when you pass through your gate, you'll realize the hundreds and thousands of hours hard work that you have put in the field, which eventually bore the fruit in that form of that gate.
Nice. Congrats. Well done. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Marcus. Now, may I request Mr. S. Suresh Kumar from Coimbatore to please put forward his question. Mr. S. Suresh Kumar.
Thank you,
Mr. Suresh.
and thank you, Mr. Kona sir, and
Hello.
Mr. Prasad sir. Hello.
Yes,
Are you able to hear?
Mr. Suresh.
Yes, sir. My question to MSK sir.
Yeah.
Did you feel that while selecting a team for the quality difference of players who coming from metro cities and other cities, whether it is any different disadvantage in the selection, especially while selecting the state teams?
While okay.
Sir, do you want me to repeat the question? I think he wasn't so clear because of some technicality. His question was,
my question again.
Do you feel while selecting a
Did
team?
you feel? Yeah.
Mr. Suresh, can I repeat your question?
Please, sir.
Did you feel that while selecting a team, the quality difference of the players who are coming from metro cities and other cities, whether it gives any disadvantage in the selection of such players? Is asking for the state team selection process.
Mr. Suresh, this is a wonderful, wonderful question. And I think hats off to you for asking this question. Probably till 2005 or 2010, cricket was localized only in few places. Example, like in Chennai League or a Mumbai League or a Delhi League or a Calcutta League. So all the players used to go and play there. Those players who are already playing and coming from that particular places used to get quick recognition. There is absolutely no doubt, because the media hype is there in bigger cities. The performances are well followed, and it gets wide publicity. Whereas players performing in the smaller states generally doesn't get that much of attention. So in order to get the attention, example, players like me coming from Andhra, we used to go to Tamil Nadu or a Karnataka or a Hyderabad to play a league to get that. One is quality match practice, and the second is recognition. So generally, the players from the better states used to definitely get a better recognition. But things have changed later. Every state now has progressed. If you see Andhra cricket or a Karnataka or a Kerala cricket, the Vidarbha winning Ranji Trophy, Gujarat winning Ranji Trophy, Saurashtra winning Ranji Trophy. So things have changed. It's not the same anymore. The game has the game has vast spread across the length and breadth of the country. I know today the northeastern states have joined. 15 years down the line, you might see one of those states going on to win the Junior or Ranji Trophy championship, because again, I'll tell you, the funds that the BCCI gives to each and every state is very similar. Because some particular state, like a Mumbai, because they hold a lot of matches, Chennai, they hold a lot of matches, they don't give them extra money. So every state get the same funds. So it all boils down to the administrators, to a particular state administrators, how they use their funds, how they develop their infrastructure, how they develop the game in their respective states, and at the same time, how it is their duty to ensure that the performances that they do at the state levels get the due recognition across the country.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your wonderful explanation. Thank you.
Yeah,
my pleasure.
Thank you, Mr. Sur. Yes, sir.
Sairaj want to ask.
Yes, we've got Sairaj Bhautali with us, a former star
goodness.
Mumbai
My
cricketer
goodness.
and a wonderful coach. Yes, Sai, over to you.
Oh, he's my teammate. He's my teammate.
Hi MSK, Vijay
Hi.
Bhai, hi Nishad Bhai, hi. No,
Hi, Sai.
I don't have any, no, I don't have any questions. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can.
Yes,
I
yes,
can.
loud
Sai.
and clear.
Yeah. So just I don't have.
Sairaj, you'll have to unmute yourself, Sairaj.
I've done that. Can you hear me
Yes,
now?
yes.
Yeah, I can
Yes,
hear
yes,
you,
yes.
Sai.
Yeah, no, I just want to say that, I want to congratulate you for all that you've done as a chairman of the selection committee. To be honest, it's not a easy place to be. But the way you have presented yourself over the period of time and the pressure you've handled is really appreciating. It's something which not many can handle it, but you've done a great job. So I really admire you for that. Secondly, that opportunity when I played for Andhra Pradesh was also amazing. I think as a director of Andhra Pradesh, also the way you structured the entire state cricket from scratch was unbelievable. The amount of grounds you've made, the amount of indoor facilities for all the district players you've created has been really, really inspiring, to be honest, from nothing at all. So, I think it's really good to see the way you have, especially Andhra cricket, the way it has come up, the amount of players who are playing for national level as well as they're doing so well domestically also, and I'm sure in the future they will be playing good level of cricket. But the base and the structure what you have created for Andhra is amazing. And also want to say that whatever you've done for the Indian team, and the contribution has been amazing. Behind the doors, everybody doesn't know what the actual things are. So from you and the other selectors as well, coming together and having that pathway and having that India A, bench strength, because I'm sure for the next 5 to about at least the next 5 years, we have a good bench strength coming up, and there are the right people to replace the right guys. So I just want to say congratulations and superb effort. It's been amazing knowing you ever since I played with you also. You've been a fantastic cricketer, gutsy cricketer, never got out against Mumbai easily. So we've had our banters also. No, but just it's lovely to hear you talk, and the clarity which you have about everything is simply amazing. So thank you, MSK.
Sai, first of all, any appreciation that we get from our childhood buddies that really comes from your heart. Whatever you spoke, and I'm deeply honored and deeply humbled with the way you put it across. When we work and when the work gets recognized, you feel really satisfied, and then the way our players performing from Andhra, both men and women, that gives you, when you sit back and all your hardships, 6 years of hard work, we have traveled almost 2.5 lakh kilometers to ensure that whatever the infrastructure that you told is to set it up. So I feel very, very happy that using these infrastructure, boys and boys and girls both are doing well. So thank you so much, Sai. I'm deeply honored, buddy.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Lovely. Thank you,
Thank you,
Vijay.
thank you,
Thanks,
Sai.
Vishal bhai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers. Yeah. Thanks you.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Sai.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me, Prasad sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes,
Hello.
sir, Nishad sir.
Yes. Prasad sir, so many people really love you out there, and Sai mentioned that you are such a good administrator. So in what role do we see you in future? And can you just speak about your signature academy that is really coming up?
Well, it was at a young age
Hello,
I had to take up the
Prasad
role
sir.
of, at a young age I had to take up the role of Andhra Cricket Association director. So I spent substantial time, about 6-7 years with them. Then because of the efforts that I put in for Andhra, BCCI has recognized me and gave the highest honor. So I've done whatever that I could. The biggest thing that anybody can do is show their regards back to those people who made that. As an Indian cricketer, I played for the country, so it was an opportunity to give it back as a chairman of the selection committee. And as a director of Andhra Cricket Association, it was an honor to serve your own state, the state that made you what you are today. And maybe in coming times, I just wanted to start a couple of cricket academies, because that is where the satisfaction lies. I've seen cricket and great cricketers from close quarters. So the experience that we have gained from all through your life, if you can give it back to the next generation, I think I'll be very, very happy to sit with the small kids and just impart the game to them. And if they go on to play the game at the highest levels, I think that nothing can give me satisfaction more than that.
Yes, that is so good to know. And here's wishing you all the very best with your all future endeavors. One last question from me, sir.
Yeah, we actually started almost like an international standards cricket academy in an international school called Vignan World One International School in Hyderabad. Probably we might start one in Andhra also. So I mean, like how our Andhra Cricket Academy grounds were just paid and given to any of the cricketers from across the country. Anybody is most welcome to come. So that's the only thing that I would love to say on that.
Yeah. Thank you, Prasad sir. Is it a fact that IPL is the better platform to get into the national reckoning than the Ranji Trophy tournament, knowing that our domestic structure is indeed one of the best in the world?
Yes, if we split that question into two halves, one is about the IPL. See, IPL is an Indian domestic international tournament. The best in the business, best in the world in all disciplines participate. Not just players, support staffs, best minds, everybody put together. We have created this IPL, which is almost on par with English Premier League. May not be in revenues, but as far as cricket is concerned, this is one of the best thing that has happened to Indian cricket. And having said that, the performances, any performances in IPL will get quick international recognition because people across the globe watches these matches. And let us also accept this fact that the best in the business only play that tournament, and any performance against the best has to get that due recognition. But having said that, when we pick team for Indian team, we select only these T20 performances in IPL when we select for Indian T20 team, not for a test team. So we select them. Some of the biggest beneficiaries of IPL are Hardik Pandya and Jasprit Bumrah. They have did extremely well in IPL. So they got an opportunities in T20. Then after that, they realized that what does it takes them to do well in ODI cricket. Then they went back and did extremely well in domestic cricket. From there, we picked to ODI. And again, if you see Jasprit Bumrah, he was initially thought as just a T20 format player. Then we ensured that we saw some potential in him, and we ensured that he goes back. We stopped him picking for T20 ODI just to see that he plays for Gujarat one complete set of 4 or 5 games, and after that we picked him for South Africa Test tour. So this is the process that went. Having said that, it's not. I mean, people who doesn't represent IPL may not need to feel bad. Also, there are other people without representing IPL. Also, people are making a big marks into the side. As you say, Pujara. Pujara is our legendary. He is like a legendary Test cricketer. He didn't come from this thing. Or you see Hanuma Vihari. Hanuma Vihari, he's having a 60 average in domestic cricket. So he doesn't play IPL. There are many people who doesn't play IPL, but still they are trying to make a mark. And once maybe Hanuma Vihari might get into Indian side from a Test format, and if he can impress us and meets the demands of the team, from there he can come to ODI and T20s also. So not necessary that if you are not if you are not an IPL player, you'll not be recognized. Any domestic cricket, like what you said, domestic cricket is Indian domestic cricket is a robust structure, and getting into the top of the charts, your performances getting into the top of charts will give you definitely that kind of recognition. So don't worry.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Do we take one last question from the audience? Prasad sir, one last one.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm okay.
Yeah, may I request Ashutosh Kudalkar to please chip in with this question. Ashutosh, are you there?
Yeah. Hello, Mr. Prasad.
Hello.
Yeah. So my question is related to basically it normally happens that after scoring, after a really good performance, a player gets dropped. And that is also one of the reason is the limitation that you have to select only 15, 16 good quality players. But is there any robust way you follow that a person, a high scoring performance like that particular player should not get depressed and he should be motivated enough? So is there any process from the selection committee that you follow, a communication that you follow that will keep him going and he will have absolute clarity? Because I want to appreciate, I think you are the first selector. We have seen so many interviews which has given us a real clarity of the processes. So what is the robust process you will follow so that that player will always have a clarity that given a chance, my second opportunity will come?
Yeah, well, if you're talking about those players who are dropped from the national side, or about those players who are doing well in domestic cricket?
Yeah, both. Sometimes they are dropped suddenly from the national side, and they don't see any clarity, whether because of age or various reasons, they don't see any clarity what is their future ahead. Or a player who is consistently performing like 6-7 seasons, and still he doesn't see any clarity about his progress. So is there any process which BCCI follows?
Yes. Well, I've if you have been hearing from the beginning, you have seen how we select the players, how we groom them from one level to the other levels, and how they eventually end up playing for the country. But for those players who are who have failed at the next level, I mean at the national level, at the international levels, definitely they will come one step back into India A cricket. So fortunately, we are blessed with a lot of India A tours. Unlike our times, during our times we used to have one tour in 2 years. Today we have more than 4 or 5 India A tours. They are actually working on almost on par with our senior sides. So whenever a player fails at the international level for the main team, he'll have to come one step back into the India A team, and we will give him that opportunity to succeed. And if he succeeds again, whenever the opportunity arises at the main team, we'll fill in that spot. But if he doesn't perform even at the India levels, then we have no other choice but to move on with that player.
Yes, sir. Right. Thank you. Yeah, Sumit Kumar Mishra, quickly with your question. Sumit Kumar Mishra from Delhi. The last one, please. Sumit.
Well, hello. Thank you so much, Nishad sir, and वेलकम MSK प्रसाद सर. मैं सुमित कुमार मिश्रा, मैं क्रिकेट कमेंटेटर हूं दिल्ली से. आप कैसे हैं सर?
फैंटास्टिक, थैंक यू सो मच सुमित.
मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि जैसे हमने देखा है अदर जो क्रिकेट एसोसिएशंस हैं कि स्कोरर के लिए, अंपायर्स के लिए अलग से एक पैनल बना हुआ है, तो क्या क्रिकेट कमेंटेटर के लिए भी कुछ ऐसा बनना चाहिए सारे स्टेट्स को मिला के, या कुछ ऐसा ऑडिशन या फिर कुछ ऐसी वैकेंसी निकालनी चाहिए ताकि जो नेशन है वो अलग अलग आवाज सुने लोगों की?
ऑलरेडी वो प्रोसेस स्टार्ट हुआ सुमित. अगर आप देखें तो तेलुगु में कमेंट्री हो रहा है, पंजाबी में कमेंट्री हो रहा है, कन्नड़ा में हो रहा है, तमिल में हो रहा है, मलयालम में हो रहा है, हिंदी में तो हो रही है बहुत सालों से. सो क्रिकेटर्स के लिए बहुत अच्छा प्लेटफॉर्म बन गया. जो रिटायर हुआ उन लोगों को ये बहुत अच्छा प्लेटफॉर्म बन गया. क्योंकि एग्जाम्पल देखिए ना, तेलुगु में अभी देखो वेंकटपति राजू है, वेणुगोपाल, कल्याण कृष्णा में भी थोड़ा बहुत किया था. तो ऐसा एक अच्छा प्लेटफॉर्म बन गया रीजनल में भी. ऐसा हिंदी में भी आई डोंट नो, आई हैव नो क्लैरिटी ऑन दैट. हिंदी में भी हो रहा है, ऐसा कुछ ऑडिशंस होता रहता है. तो
जो नॉर्मल पीपल है जो डोमेस्टिक लेवल के मैचेस में कमेंट्री करते हैं या किसी एक छोटे मोटे मैचेस में कमेंट्री करते हैं, बट दे हैव इमेंस नॉलेज अबाउट क्रिकेट.
यस
उनको चांसेस ऐसा कुछ मिलना चाहिए या कुछ ऐसा प्लेटफॉर्म डेवलप होना चाहिए?
I think that would be a wonderful thing, and we will get a lot of talent. If you see, what I personally feel is someone like Harsha Bhogle, who has not played a single first class, but he's been phenomenal for the last 20-25 years. He's been a perfect role model for many of the aspiring commentators. He was very, very good. He's very clear and very candid. The commentary that he does with the best in the business in the world, top legendary cricketers, the way he makes them, hats off to him, and he will definitely remain as a role model for many of the aspiring cricketers. I mean, aspiring commentators.
Thank you so much, sir.
I would love to see see what you said, and that was a perfect thing. And I love to see our broadcasters, whether it is Star or whether it is Sony or anybody, hear what you said, and that system has to be established. So they will get a lot of good talent out of that.
Thank you, sir.
One small example, Sumit, I'll add here. In Andhra, there is a show called Paduta Tiga. That is a live show which is conducted by SP Balasubramanian.
Wow.
So he's been conducting this show for the last 20 years. And can you believe the entire Telugu industry, film industry is filled with those talents which were identified by SP Balasubramanian in that show. So
wow.
I think that I can relate with the question you said. So I wish that someday that kind of a show comes up and you will be recognized and selected like that.
Well,
thank you, Sumit. Thanks,
sir. We have one with us, Nishat Kora. He's the same. He's a very good commentator also.
Wow.
And he's our first senior manager of Hometex also.
Oh, fantastic.
But he loves the cricket game so much. He
thank you, Vijay sir.
It's brilliant actually.
Yeah,
and
nice.
Sir, I want to introduce my friend from USA, Mr. Jatin Patel, who is our partner in a cricket coaching certification. The name is Hometex ACF. Jatin bhai, please, he's our director of that Hometex ACF.
Oh, what is the time? It's all right now.
Yes, sir. No. Yeah, it's in the early morning.
Yeah.
So he's just waiting. Jatin bhai, please.
Yes, good afternoon, Boss Prasad.
Very
nice to see you.
Yeah.
I missed you last year in the World Cup. I was chasing you, but you were like so much busy.
Yeah.
Because I was one of the selectors from USA side from last year.
Yes.
And been filling your shoes, how it goes in terms of national squad and how this pressure we live with it. With the expectation from the players. Everybody wants to be in.
Okay.
I feel the other way, the way the media criticize and all this come, we do always thankless job to the sport.
No, as long as you're clear.
That one, I will say, love to say. And we'll
as
definitely
long as you're clear in your consciousness, you don't need to worry because
exactly.
Because it's a part of your job where you're going to be criticized because this country is a cricket crazy nation. Everybody has got an opinion. Everybody is a selector by themselves. So you don't need to worry.
As long as we keep our job with the given instructions, we are good. It's not something our private business here. We're doing for country and we have to live with it.
Exactly.
And there is no way to keep everyone happy. We know that. Right?
Yes.
So nice to catch up with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Jatin.
Yes, sir. Vijay sir, would you like to say goodbye to Prasad sir? Vijay sir?
Prasad sir, have time because I don't want to say goodbye. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your great time, great learning. I think so. Today, actually, even I was not knowing about the selection process. And I think so my friends and my participants and everyone have learned. So not too much worry. The basic, what Prasad sir said, basic should be there. If you are a keeper, first you see that you are one of the best keeper. And other things you can add in your bowling or batting. Very smooth, Everything was very understand. So thank you once again, Prasad sir, and thank you all the participants. Jatin bhai will take over from here. Once if Prasad sir want to stay, always welcome.
I'll move on because
I know you told me the time. That's what I was worried about.
Thank you so much, and
thank you, sir.
Keep doing good job. You've done through Hometex. You've really
thank you, sir. We need your support.
God bless you all. God bless.
Thank you. Bye.
Prasad sir, as the host, each and every webinar has been absolutely close to my heart. But this webinar really happens to be, for me personally, amongst my top 3. Thank you so much. The way you warmed up to everybody. It's a testimony that you're such a good human being. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Over to Jatin Patel, sir.
Thank you.
Jatin bhai.
I'd like to conclude this thing with the
please add something.
notes.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. It's just like we all talk about the selection process and what it takes to be in. I like to give you some of the good hint how you
also,
can
please,
prepare
Jatin bhai, also please say about this ACF also, please.
We will do that, definitely. ACF is, we started these Hometex ACF coaching courses for 4-level programs, which is globally available now. and we already did the bronze level. It's ongoing, and we are also starting a silver level beginning 4th of July. That's the next level. And it's all about, we are trying to bring a unique program with the today's world and a demand for the T20, which is all about power hitting, aggressive fielding, and a lot of accuracy, and how to become a smart cricketer. That's what it's all about. I am impressed with a lot of stuff we did today, but like to give you some of the hint to the coaches and young players. I've been through this challenge. A lot of people know me in US, how we did it. When we sent the first World Cup team under 19, we had almost 14 out of 15 players from the academy. And that's an unbelievable achievement. But I will say one thing, it's a proper planning is the key. So you have to remember the first thing is, whatever you have done so far to get there, I'm talking selection day, your showdown. Whatever you have done, it all comes down to a day. Maybe a single ball can decide your fate from that day. It is just like school and college. You working hard all year, and you have just 3 hours of test to pass it. It's all about decision-making capability, we call it. Based on the game situation, with the challenges, and how you tackle that challenges with your talents and skills you have. There's a lot of things people talk about, but it's all about how potential you are to carry your performance to the next level. That's only thing judge. So youth players are always carry most common false impression, I call it. It's about performance from the past. They keep their mental, I did this, I did that. Now those numbers and stats only help you to get there. But during that process, we lost the entire process because those performances and numbers are against some quality opponent. When I say some quality opponent means you might have played local, regional, something, but the stage you're gonna play next has a completely different requirement, which player normally has not faced yet. That's why they are in a selection process. So what it is, don't drag your performances and keep crying for the opportunity to play next level. You have to prove it. You belong to that level. That is more important. The another reason for that, whatever you bring to that selection criteria to get there, it has a very minimal impact for the next level. Because the next level, the one you're trying to play, which you have never faced, never played, and never experienced. So it's a completely different world. And that is what the selectors are. Selectors know what it takes to that next level. And that is the how they judge. And that is what Boss M.S.K. Prasad talk about. How you deal with the pressure and how you deal with keeping continue your consistent performances and all those. So now the key question, how you compare those performances against the next challenge, which is you never experienced in the first place. So here is my opinion or keys, how to get there. So definitely work hard like you competing every day in every practice. That means perform, try to stay consistent with your skill set and keep improving. Once you are improving, try to keep maintaining that level with the quality performance. That includes the shot selections, if you are a batsman, if you are a fielder, your basic skills, how you pick up the ball or how you catches the ball and how you throw it. If you are a bowler, how you are using your skills to contain the batsman. That includes your stock deliveries. Are you able to use those stock deliveries at the right time, under the right situation? Those are under the heavy radar. Once you improve, you have to keep continue with the performances. I hear a lot in this 15 webinar, most likely from lots of fallout kid, and all we listen is, I did this much, I have done all this thing, I'm not selected. My question is, are you ever prepared for this selection? We call it stay relaxed. Plan well, including the proper rest and the food part before the event. That also includes plan well with the hydration part. The most important thing is your mindset. I know it's people talking so much on this situation, but also how you properly visualize is a must. You are going in a different ring. You are going under pressure because there are a lot of experience and expert selectors out there who are watching you. So that's a huge pressure. So how you visualize yourself to be in that ring and how you're going to perform is more important. It's not about what others are doing. That means, are you not competing with other players of your quality? It's all about your display of performance with the potential guarantee that you are capable to do something at the next level. To do so, I will say never compare others, or do not try to match others. Like, this person is taking 50 runs, I got to score 60. If this person is taking 4 wickets, I got to try to get 5 overs. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to go there with the attitude, I want to do better than him. That's it. Do not compare. Do not try to match up. The biggest thing, more you get into, you will say, it's all about you. What you can do is a key. You must be a unique and completely different than the others. Stay with the basics. You're going to hear this thing crap 1,000 times if you want to play good. And you cannot continue playing the game unless you're staying with the basics. The day you lose the basics, you're done. It does not matter what level you play. And that is what they look for. Normally, you have to use this basics in the practices as like a routine. Like we wake up every day, do the all-day job, and we go sleep. That sort of routine, you have to set it up with that basics. Always try to play normal. I think I've done this thing few times out of few seminars, but I will say, stay, relax, and play normal with the pressure, and play for the team, not for yourself. And the last one I will say in preparation is, do your best you can, but do not do anything different than you normally do in practices. And that is the biggest reason a lot of kids fails, because that doesn't work. You don't want to change because you are in selection process, or you have a last game to show your skills where you can be in the next roster. And that's what it's about. The another thing is, when I say mindset, it's all about psychology. People talk about calm down, relax, if not 1,000 times, you might have heard this thing 100 times. Because in fact, more we try to not to think about anything, you'll end up more thinking about the same. And that's a negativity. It's a normal psychology in our head. Something is coming on that day under the pressure moment. As I said, try. Are you able to control your mind? That is the key. Because the things is coming in your head. Beyond that, I call it the fear of failure and worry of performance. There's a lot of things coming, and that is torturing you. And that is the biggest thing. You are out from the contention. And that fall off can go much deeper because you are still thinking the same thing. Is that what we hear? I did all this, I'm not selected. What happens? I will say you're wasting your time. Get out of that negativity, clear your head, control your mind, and next time you want to do it with the belief that you belong to that level. If you don't bring that attitude, you cannot go up. So don't waste time. Something happened, it's a past. Like in a game, whatever happened on last ball, it's a done. The next ball is a completely a brand new opportunity for you to do something. Why don't you focus what's next rather than keep talking same thing? And that is also selectors love to hear from you. Like I have seen it. Even in a national tryout, player comes and he starts his profile resume. I'm playing for 8 years, been invited 3 selectors tryout. I've seen half dozen selectors here, there. Now you're telling me you did not make it, but you want to make it now. How this one will help? The most simplest thing, what I have learned from more than 24 legends is very simple. Keep working hard. Keep improving yourself. Maintain it on a consistent basis. You are there. That's all I will say. It's a very long topic. I will say it's never ends. I'd like to give you the key points for the coaches and players, how to prepare them. That is the biggest thing. Mindset is the big game all the time.
Thank you, Jatin.
Yes,
Thank you. Nishad, yes, take over.
Yes, with this, we come to the end of this 15th webinar. Once again, a big thank you to the audience. You all have been absolutely brilliant, and we still bank upon you to take this journey forward. There are many, as Vijay said, already mentioned to us, that quite a few more webinars to come your way, even post the lockdown. Thank you, core team, Mr. JP and Mr. KP. A big thank you to you, Marcus Bhai, Nelson Bhai, and all the core committee members. A big thank you. Stay safe. This is a big challenging time. Thank you so much. God bless us all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Core team, stay please.
Thank you all.
Yes.
Thank you all.